Hello, you beautiful legends. Welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode number 402, I believe. So, it's Wednesday. And it's another day where I have very little to work with to create a reasonable episode or blog post. So again, this is one of those challenging days to get a bit creative and describe whatever happens during the day in a way that it's not super boring. And it's always the problem because first you need to acknowledge some moments during the day that you normally would take for granted and basically completely ignore. So today started quite difficult because our boiler gave us hell of a night. Well, it wasn't maybe super dramatic, but it was painful regardless. So we have a underfloor heating and the boiler upstairs with the pump and all that mechanism that basically is used to automatically make it operate. So it's very little that we need to do. It's basically just self-sustainable. Well, it only needs electricity, so it can operate by itself, and the longer it actually operates on a specific program and we don't mess too much, even with thermostats, we just set roughly the temperature that we want, then it's the most efficient and you can see on economic side. The problem is that recently, I already mentioned that before and also wrote about it, in the kitchen our underfloor heating stopped working and thermostat is showing error 1, which is ER 1, like error 1. I read a lot about it while I was waiting for the plumber to come in, and it turns out it must be something with the underfloor probe or probe at the at the unit. Anyway, most of the times it needs replacement because while it might get loose and it just needs sometimes adjustment, it might be the case if you do something to it or you just kind of put it in, but it's not like it's a moving part or anything like that that you can make to disconnect from the probes. They are fixed in the wall and under the floor, and there's no moving part, so I can't just kick something or move something that it will disconnect. So the plumber came in and he had to order the new thermostat to replace the unit. I am yet to hear if he already got it because he was supposed to order it on Monday. I reached out to him on Tuesday, I believe, or something. The only news I've got recently is that he's expecting it to come on Tuesday, and it's Wednesday. I wrote again, this time just asking if we are going to make it and fix it this week or not, and also if he can tell me anything about that situation that I mentioned to him when he was there to assess the issue. And I told him that from time to time, every month or every second month, there is a day where that boiler goes crazy in terms that it goes off. Basically, just the pump starts running for a couple of seconds, drops, and there's nothing wrong about it. That pump is actually turning on by itself whenever we use the hot water, or whenever it's cold and it needs to heat up a bit, or it needs to pump a little bit of more water to maintain a specific level of water in the boiler, but it's very rare. Yesterday, pretty much in the morning, it started going off every roughly 2.5 to 5 minutes. Most of the time it was 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. Sometimes it was a little bit longer. It seems like it went like that for the whole day and the night, and that was the problem for us. But also it is a bit random at times, so sometimes it will just, stay for 4 minutes or maybe longer. I'm not tracking it that much. I just decided to go for about half an hour and kept tracking how long the lap, I would say, between one going off and second lasts, and it turned out to be about 2.5 to 3.5 minutes on average. So I don't know what's happening. If the pump goes off continuously, like it just trips, then goes back and trips and goes back, then you might think that there's some wiring problem, some surge or whatever, but this takes time in between. It's like, as I said, it's like 2-3 minutes. So it seems like it's legitimately starting up for some reason, and I don't know what's happening. The only thing I know, it was annoying at night. Even though the doors were closed, we could hear it. Sorry. It was waking us up sometimes, maybe once or twice. In general, it wasn't a comfortable night. That's why I said that the night was not the best one. So the morning, obviously, when you wake up after such I would say difficult night, your energy levels are low and you don't feel the best. And on top of that, I stayed overnight a little bit because I was watching some documentaries about spy ops on Netflix, so I went to bed around 3 o'clock in the morning. So not only shorter sleep, but also that annoying boiler on top of it. So you can imagine that the Wednesday is not the best already. And this is the first segment that I'm recording. I'm not sure what will be in the second segment, and if there will be a third segment, I have no clue. The quick highlight summary of today is that good things, I don't need to do the dinner. I made the dinner yesterday and it lasts for 2 days. I did the cottage pie. So it's a decent, tasty enough, and very packed in terms of nutrition meal. So that's out of the way. My wife has second day of seminar, so she's kind of staying in the room for about 3 or 4 hours. We did short walk and picked up some free-range eggs that I mentioned before, because we ran out of them, so we took another set of 12 eggs and we'll see how it goes. I don't see any significant difference between those and the bought from the market, so either those in the market are such a good quality that they match these, or these are such a low quality that they match the markets. Either way, the ones in the market are cheaper, and if I don't see any significant difference, then I will be going for cheaper ones. And we have about 3 hours before Julian goes for a Halloween party today. So I will be staying 2 hours in the hotel, supervising Julian and making sure that I'm available there. So it's very likely that I will be writing blog posts there just to save some time. So that's it for this segment. I'm not sure if I'll manage to do anything else, but we shall see. If I do, I will update you in about a couple of seconds, but obviously in real time it will be a little bit longer. And welcome back. Here we are. This will be the second and last segment, I assume. We are already about 45 minutes into the Halloween party. I spent all that time watching Julian and making sure that everything is in order, because I should supervise him most of the time. So that's guidance from school, and parents are expected to be around all the time. So I used the moment that I synced up with Julian. I went to nearby Spar, little shop that I bought coffee, which is not really recommended at this time, but I took it anyway with the scone, and going to finish this up in the car. I just need to bloody find it. So yep, here it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'll drop it now and continue in the car. Yeah, so in theory it's a third segment, so it wasn't the last one. Yeah, as I said, this episode is quite dull, and apologies for that, but really I lack inspiration today. That boiler is still driving me mad. It does this thing quite often and then stops for a while and then does it randomly. So I'm not sure if there's a safe way to shut it down for the night. So I need to think about it and see what can I do. Julian is in the party, as I said just a couple of minutes ago. I'm going to just eat this cone and relax for a moment. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's good. Sorry about that. I just started the car and car asked me to contact BMW. I don't know for what reason, but anyway. Yeah, so this is it. I'm going to write a blog post today about this BS day. Please don't be discouraged by the dullness or boringness of this particular episode, and maybe a couple of previous ones from time to time. I guess it's just a general adjustment to the winter time, and weather wise there is definitely a lot of interesting stuff coming, because I'm going to restart hiking effort. So there will be a lot of reporting from the mountain tops or hilltops. As it comes for mushrooms, there won't be much, because obviously we are going to the winter time, and although there is season all year round, there is much less mushrooms available, and there are specific species, so I'll be on the lookout for them, but not foraging per se. I will try in the coming days to get around and maybe find Liberty caps, which are basically the magic mushrooms. If any one of you is interested in psilocybin, be it for the recreational use or for medicinal use, like the microdosing, which is basically what I'm looking for, then it might be of interest to you. And obviously Morocco is coming very soon, because it's 26th or 25th now. So we are roughly just about 2 weeks, a little bit more than 2 weeks away. So it will be a very interesting time because I need to first unlock the phones. If not, it will be a very expensive trip on our network. I want to use Maroc Telecom, which is the local Moroccan network, which should have a very good coverage and data plans. But for that, I need the phone that can accept any other SIMs. And none of ours is able to do it because we never bothered to switch the SIMs. We always had a very convenient data plans within Vodafone whenever we travel to UK or anywhere in Europe. But now we are going abroad, completely outside of EU. So that kind of caught me a little bit off guard, but I had plenty of time to request 3 network access codes to unlock my wife's. I don't think I requested my wife's phone, but I requested my main phone, my previous phone, and another phone that is still lying down. So at least we will be able to hopefully use some of them to put the SIMs in. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening and staying with me, really, and being patient when the content is not good. I am learning. I will likely learn to plan more and be more structured at some stage, but as you can see, it's 400 days and I was hoping to get more structure. While it's slightly improving, it's nowhere near what I'd like it to be. But heads up, and we'll get there. So have a great rest of the day, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.